Hello everyone, my name is Preston K. Broussard and I'm your video correspondent here today to show you how you can migrate from the legacy Microsoft Monitoring Agent to the newer Azure Monitoring Agent. Why, you may ask? Well, on the 31st of August this year, today is the 27th of March, I'm recording at 27th March 2024, but by the 31st of August 2024, the Microsoft Monitoring Agent will be retired. So uh, a lot of us, I know, are a little concerned about, well, how do I migrate? We have well-documented articles that are available to guide you step by step through the process. But in this video, what I wanted to show is that we can take it a little further and actually streamline and automate that process even further to make it a bit easier and faster and more repeatable and more consistent. So here we go. First thing is to make an assessment of your current environment in terms of determining what your existing monitoring solutions are and what your migration strategy should be if it's supported with the newer agent. Whatever monitoring solutions you're using now, you want to ensure that they're supported when you migrate to the new agent. And next, you're going to create a service principal in your Azure tenant so that you can use that identity to perform much of the automation in terms of automatic provisioning of resources in Azure from GitHub, for example, with this service principal. Next, we assume that you already have infrastructure, Azure resources, virtual machines in your environment, because after all, that's what has the legacy agent that we need to migrate from to the newer agent. And so these virtual machines will require managed identity, a user-assigned managed identity as well, to manage that new agent, or the extension as you see here on top of the virtual machine. And this purple server is just an Azure Arc-enabled server, because if you have a hybrid scenario where you have machines, virtual machines, or physical machines on premises, it will use the Azure Arc agent to perform the same thing as the Azure Monitoring Agent as well. So that will always use a system assigned managed identity, not a user assigned managed identity. And there's not much to cover in that respect because it has the new agent built in already. One of the requirements as a prerequisite is that you have 10 gigabytes of free space on your virtual machines. And another requirement is around networking. So there are certain URLs that needs to be open. Again, this is well documented, and the article will be available in the links below this video. Okay. Next, there is a data collection rule, or a set of data collection rules that you can automatically create, by the way, by downloading a PowerShell script from a public GitHub repository, executing it, and it will interrogate your current configuration of your virtual machines and your log analytics workspace and automatically generate these data collection rules for you. And these data collection rules will be used to determine what data you want to collect. In other words, logs and metrics, what types of logs and metrics exactly, and from which sources, from which data sources, like virtual machines or virtual machine scale sets, and whether or not that data will be transformed in any way before it is sent to its final destination. So also where to send the data as you aggregate and collect that data from all these different resources in Azure, in most cases, that's going to be a log analytics workspace resource, your repository for monitoring, right, and alerts and such, and performance metrics. All right, so that's your data collection rule. That's going to be automatically created for you. And next, we have a set of policies, which is called an initiative, that you assign to a particular scope, which is a management group that will contain subscriptions, and subscriptions in turn has resource groups that will contain the resources that you really want to manage with these policies, like the virtual machines that needs the new agent, and they need to also have the user assigned managed identity configured as well, right, to accommodate using that agent and to perform the migration. Once you assign those policies to the management group scope, you will also have to remediate those policies. And that's what item 5 in yellow here shows, that when you remediate those policies, those configurations will take effect for the desired target state of the virtual machine. So in other words, those policies will now be applied to these virtual machines to install the newer monitoring agent and to configure the managed identity and so forth. And after that, you can do some manual testing, like you can create some logs on your virtual machine or virtual machine scale sets, or you can generate some performance metrics on those resources as well, generate some reporting manually though. And it would also be good to test your existing monitoring artifacts, things like alerts and dashboards and runbooks. Okay, so that's it for a quick overview of what the process looks like when you're performing a migration, sort of at a high level. And in the next section, I'll go into greater detail and actually run you through the process of performing the automation by running a GitHub action workflow to perform a lot of these steps automatically. And I'll see you there.